You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris. Hello, Dan.
Hey, man, what's going on? Same old, same old.
Mm-hmm. Same old, same old.
Muscling through, weathering the storm. The entire planet's involved in here.
We are pretty much locked and loaded. We did a little calculation on how much toilet paper we have in the house right now.
You know, more
because
than,
John was freaking out. He's like,
people are doing that.
You keep giving toilet paper to the kids. We don't have enough. I'm like, John,
she was giving toilet paper out like it was Halloween and people were trick or treating at her house. Everybody that came over is like, "You need to take some toilet paper? You good? You good?
Are you guys good? Do you have toilet paper?"
3 people left our home with toilet paper.
It's interesting.
I was just getting a little concerned because I'm like, do we have that kind of toilet paper supply?
So now there's a toilet paper calculator.
There's a website.
Explain all the cars I've seen parked outside your house. Yes.
So I went to the calculator on the website, and it says we are good for over a year.
We have enough toilet paper for 465 days.
Oh, fantastic. You're out. You know, it's dramatic times.
And I didn't even buy that during the panic. I bought it a long time ago.
It was on sale.
It was on sale.
It was on sale.
So,
hey, what's going on? A couple birthdays today. Mariah Carey.
All right. Happy birthday, Mariah.
Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, hey.
Oh, our son loves him.
And Fergie.
Okay.
I am a fan of Fergie. I like Fergie.
The singer Fergie? Or
Yes,
okay.
yeah. The Black Eyed Peas and then solo career.
Because there was a Fergie like a Duchess of something or whatever.
Duchess of York.
Oh, her. Yeah. I remember
and as a matter of fact, when the other Fergie became famous, I honestly thought that was...
That's what she's doing now instead of
Weight Watchers
commercials.
You're right. Good call, because that was confusing. I remember that whole.
Because they just said it like we should all know that this is a different Fergie. They didn't say it's like Fergie 2.
This is a huge day. This is a game changer. Huge game changer. It was 1790. The modern shoelace with an aglet was patented in England. What's an aglet? That's that little metal or plastic tube fixed tightly around each end of that.
The little sleeve,
of that shoelace. And hey, huge salute and a huge thank you. It was this day in 1794. U.S. government establishes a permanent navy.
Nice.
Permanent navy.
Well, happy Navy Day to you.
Got busy commissioning and building 6 frigates.
There you go.
Yep.
What's a frigate?
You know, I was actually going to take the time and look that up. And then I saw something shiny, and I didn't.
But then he forget it.
So I really don't know.
Forget it.
I looked at it and said, should I do this? I went, nah, frigate.
You're killing me.
Somebody stop me. I'm out of control.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris.
Not all credit cards are created equally. Some cards have higher rates, some have annual fees, some are just not very good. Often people will sign up for these because that's all they qualify for. But if you've done that, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation can change. Then you could qualify for a better credit card, one that offers you a better rate, or one that offers miles, points, cash back, or whatever is the best fit for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
Well, I'm rough, tough, and ready. I'm a heck of a man. Eat my beans and weenies from a frying pan.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I love to wrestle bears and lasso ducks. Run over possums in my government truck.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves all the campers and the animals too. If you're picking on critters, I'm coming after you.
He's Ranger Dan.
Yes, sir. I'm Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Oh, good morning there. That was my favorite.
You sound a little down.
Are you under the weather?
A lot of things going on. I tell you what, it's been a game changer. As you know, I've been pretty much just sequestered.
Yeah.
The fortress of Rangertude, cleverly nestled over there by the Big Sioux Spillway off North Cliff Avenue. Again, if you can find it, drop in, see what happens. Excuse me. So, Heidi, is that a new shade of lipstick?
It is.
I'm
so impressed how you notice those things.
Make a man wish he were cross-eyed so he could see you twice. Well, let's be honest here, little Radio Ranger. Old Ranger Dan has spent zero time putting this particular episode of Critter Corner together, so let's just do a recap of maybe some old critter knowledge that perhaps you're familiar with, but it never, ever hurts to kind of update things. Rats can't vomit, bees can't fly in the rain, elephants can't jump, and slugs have 4 noses. making it pretty darn difficult to fit them for eyeglasses.
You know what, Ranger Dan? You did give me some information about shrimp that I did not know.
True story. Next time you crack into maybe a shrimp cocktail, a little shrimp scampi, maybe some shrimp tempura, shrimp here, shrimp there, everywhere. I tell you what, this is good to know. A shrimp's heart is located in its head.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which is why their Valentine cards are so darn disturbing. Well, that's it for today's episode, Little Radio Rangers. Remember, what doesn't kill you just makes you stronger, except for bears. Bears will kill you every time. Ranger Dan out. Say it with me. Yes, sir.
Drinking too much can ruin your life. Alcohol and drug issues can cause problems at work, at home, and pretty much everywhere. If substance abuse has taken over your life and you want to quit, there is help. TimeForRehab.com could be the first step in the right direction for you. TimeForRehab.com would love to help you find a new life beyond addiction. Your insurance company may even cover the cost to help make this happen. You can learn more now at TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com.
Time now for Water Cooler Talk, brought to you by Aqua One. Mr. Dan Farris joining us back in the studio here. I'm sorry, I meant to say award-winning journalist Dan Farris.
Oh, that's right. I did win it. Wow. Huh.
It's laying here
And
somewhere.
I just knocked it over.
Is that
I apologize.
She knocked my award over.
I usually see it. I was just thinking, I don't even see it now. Where is it?
But again, just because I have an award doesn't mean I deserve any respect, because,
Way to go, Heidi.
if it's news to me. Trying to look for little bright lights here at what will be eventually the end of the tunnel, and a lot of some major companies that certainly impact our area here are doing some good things. For instance, Hy-Vee has announced a great bonus program for employees.
Nice.
And I got to tell you what, when you think about it, so many things that have shut down or closed down, or people working from home, or what's essential and what isn't.
Yeah.
You walk, the grocery stores are open.
Yeah.
And you look at all these employees, man, the registers are manned, the shelves are being stocked, et cetera, et cetera. So these particular companies, Fairway has announced bonus programs for all employees.
Nice.
So they'll be getting a little extra in their paycheck, and some special benefits as they go along, things like that. So I think that's kind of cool, too. And by the way, filing for unemployment just in the past couple weeks in our area has it's about ninefold of what it was just a couple months ago. It's quite a few.
Horrifying.
But again, a lot of these same people that are remaining open are hiring. Walgreens is looking to hire a number of people. Walmart's looking to hire a number of people. Hy-Vee's looking to hire a bunch of people. So, if you're looking to maybe, build a little bridge for the next couple months here, whatever that's going to be.
There are still jobs out there.
Yeah, they are. And from what I can see, they're taking a pretty good care of their people, and
nice.
trying to make it worth everybody's while. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah, keep hammering. And thanks to everybody that's stepping up to the front lines and making sure the rest of us got what we need. It's a pretty big deal.
That's absolutely right.
It absolutely is a very, very big deal. We have a new client that just came on board. It's called Heartland Meats, and that's one of the things that I thought was pretty darn cool.
Oh, their product's fantastic.
Yeah, and they deliver meat to your door. They've been doing this for 20 years. So this isn't, hey, there's a pandemic, let's jump on the bandwagon.
No,
they've been doing it.
High-end beef, high-end seafood. Stuff.
Doing this for a long,
nice
long
stuff.
time.
And they'll bring it right to your home. And then you'll be stocked, and you'll have plenty at your home, and you don't have to worry about going and fighting the crowds. I was actually at a grocery store a few days ago. I won't say which one, but there was a gentleman.
Rhymes with Schmaldi. Oh, sorry.
And you were only able to buy 2 meat products.
Yeah, which is crazy.
And you can't have any more than that.
Yeah.
So if you're concerned and you want to stock up for a whole month or whatever, however long, you call these guys. They will take good care of you.
We've got all their information on our Facebook page, facebook.com/sunnyradio and facebook.com/Sioux Falls News.
If you grew up in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, you should consider joining us for this amazing vacation.
My wife and I have been to this event the last 3 years, and we've had a blast.
Join us at the Sands.
Hear amazing music from Billy Idol,
Cheap Trick,
Belinda Carlisle,
Little River Band,
The Hooters,
Tesla,
Howard Jones,
and many more.
Plus, meet awesome stars from movies and TV.
It's the best week ever.
Learn more right now at thesands.rocks.
That's thesands.rocks.
We have 2 guests joining us today. We have Jeremy Camp and his wife, Adrienne. Jeremy is a musician who's got several huge hits on the Christian music charts, and recently there was a film made about Jeremy in an earlier chapter of his life. The movie is actually called I Still Believe. Jeremy, what was it like watching this movie and going, hey, I remember that. That happened to me.
We were laughing because, my wife would look at this kid KJ who's portraying me, and she'd go, that is exactly something you would do. And so to watch that, the first time when I heard him say, hi, I'm Jeremy Camp, it just kind of threw me back a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm like, but you're not.
Now, there are many people listening that know exactly who you are, but for the people who don't know, let's talk a little bit about Jeremy Camp and what you do.
Yeah, so, I've been playing music for about 22 years. But for the past 18 years, I've been signed to Capitol Records, and before that, BC Records. But I've written songs for years based on things that God's taught me. I wrote a lot of songs based on, the movie after the loss of my wife to cancer. A lot of the songs I wrote, like I Still Believe and Walk by Faith, were based off that. And so for 18 years, I've been touring the world, sharing the gospel, and I've said this since I first started. I feel like I'm a minister of the gospel who happens to play music. And that's always been my heart, is saying, God, can you just use me to minister, or whatever that looks like, and He's allowed me to do it through music. And then, of course, my wife, we're able to she comes on the road with me a lot, and our kids come with us a lot, and so we're able to see, we've been to how many countries, 42 countries, and share the gospel and been able to minister to that degree. So I'm very thankful. Now that a movie's coming out, sharing that story is such a blessing.
So Jeremy's wife, Adrian, is with him right now. Adrian, how weird was it for you to peek into this earlier chapter of Jeremy's life on the big screen?
This might sound weird if I say not really, but because when I met Jeremy, that was something that him and I really walked through together very intimately. And so this isn't a first shot for me at this part of the story, And so, it's something that we've sort of dealt with in a sense and been affected by our whole marriage life together, So grief really changes you. And so, in a sense, we've been walking a part of this road for a very long time. And I've counted it an honor to cheer him along, and even if it isn't necessarily about me, I just see that God has used it to bring so many people courage and hope.
Yeah, honestly, I think of it as, she's heard me share my testimony for years, and she's asked me, of course, questions and walked through this with me, and then, I wrote a book about it too, and so I think that it was good to get all of that out so that this wasn't a shocker, I think, for her. You know what I mean? She has, for years, seen God use this, and she told me, because people ask her all the time, how can you watch your husband and talk about another woman and being married to somebody else, and even though she, passed from cancer, how hard is that? And she said something one time that was just, it was a huge, just reveal on her heart. She goes, it's not about me or you or Melissa, it's about Jesus, and that's how I can walk through this. So this shows her character.
This film was in theaters for just a short while, but while it was there, it did really well. Now it's available on demand, is that right?
Yeah, starting tonight, on demand.
A lot of folks are spending time at home right now. They can, at home with their family, click a little button and bring this movie right into their home way sooner than it was originally supposed to happen.
Yeah, they call it, bring your theater at home. And so, yeah, I'm so glad we're doing this, because it was hard, because it started off, this was a big motion picture that Lionsgate had put a lot behind, and everything leading up to March 13th. And, we were the number one movie in America on Friday, and number two movie overall for the weekend underneath Onward, the Pixar movie. And so it really was doing well, and people were connecting with it. And we've had so many stories. Already 1.2 million people have seen it, which is crazy to think about. And it's just beginning. And so to have this available for people to sit at home, to watch this and then discuss it, in a more intimate way, I think actually could be of greater depth than just being in the movie theaters, because now you're stuck at home to talk about it. You know what I mean? And talk about the realities of suffering and God's faithfulness in the midst of that.
We've had a chance to visit with the Irwin brothers and Kevin Downs in the past on this program. What was it like to work with them?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, it's actually... Kevin Downs has been an advocate of this for years. He's been wanting to do a movie with me for years, and because he really believed in it so much. And when the Irwin brothers got together and did Imagine, and that did well, the discussions kind of picked up in a huge way, because Kevin, of course, is the producer for the Irwin brothers. And so, working with them was to know that they actually had a heart for the story and a heart to see people's lives be impacted, that was very evident. And so, you watch it when you watch the film, how it is, they put their whole heart into it. Even the actors, I mean, you don't feel like that they at all went, okay, I'm going to do my, few weeks of this film and I'm good. They've put their heart and their soul into it. And so I just honestly believe that everybody that was involved in it really loved the story and had a heart for the story. And I felt like, KJ one time on The View, he said it on a couple programs too, he goes, I feel like that this movie is anointed by God.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a big statement for him to say on these mainstream avenues. He would say things like, I feel like God was in this, and that shows that he really believes in this.
And the movie is called I Still Believe. Jeremy, Adrian, thank you again.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us. We appreciate it.
Again, our guest today, Jeremy Camp, and his lovely wife, Adrian. The movie is called I Still Believe. It's available right now through video on demand.
Not all credit cards are created equally. Some cards have higher rates, some have annual fees, some are just not very good. Often people will sign up for these because that's all they qualify for. But if you've done that, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation can change. Then you could qualify for a better credit card, one that offers you a better rate, or one that offers miles, points, cash back, or whatever is the best fit for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
And it is time right now for entertainment news of the day with Mr. Dan Farris.
The celebrities are fabulous. Gonna do something different today. This is kind of celebrity, kind of. It's a gentleman who actually has owned some movie theaters in Fairfax, Virginia for decades and decades and decades. Now, because most cineplexes, most movie theaters are shut down due to the Chinese virus. Whoops, sorry. I mean the virus from China. People had to switch up, certainly businesses, and we work with a lot of businesses, and people are kind of going, okay, I can't do this exactly like I've done it for like ever, but maybe if I do it this way, we can still do some things. And I love this. The man's name is Mark O'Mara. He's now in his late 60s. He still owns a couple of theaters, and his biggest concern is his employees.
No,
right.
nice.
That's awesome.
He goes, I'm closed down, and I was staying awake at night wondering what I'm going to, and he's not talking about himself. He's like, how am I going to pay my employees? I want to keep paying my employees until we can reopen again. Yeah. And so this is what he hit on. He set up a little stand outside his theaters and started selling his movie popcorn.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Okay, the very first day he made $25.
Oh, wow.
And he started rolling out his other concessions. And there is something about movie theater concessions.
Oh, yeah,
and it's special. It's different sizes you can't get anywhere else, stuff like that. He is now doing between $300 and $400 a day.
That's fantastic.
Nice. Community is coming by and just buying their theater popcorn from him. He goes and...
I mean, they're stuck home watching movies anyway. You want popcorn, right? Yeah. I mean, that's a great idea.
Yep. He started out just selling a couple large tubs of popcorn at $3 a pop, and now people are coming by, and he's...
That's awesome. I love
cool.
that. What a great thing.
You know who I think would be a really good organization to help out the movie theaters like that would be the companies that make millions and millions and millions of dollars on the movies. When you think about that, you got a Marvel movie that just made over $1 billion.
Yeah,
and it played. Where did it play? It only played in. It was in theaters. That's where that billions of dollars came in.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
It would be really nice for those companies on their own. I'm not saying somebody needs to make them do it, but if I was sitting on a pot of $1 billion I just made through a bunch of theaters, I think I would say, hey, you know what? We want to help make sure these guys are okay.
And maybe there are a number of celebrities are writing big fat checks for.
That'd be awesome
for all kinds of
really good
causes.
Literally, millions of dollars. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, $1 million. Angelina Jolie just cut a check for $1 million.
That's awesome.
Stuff like
very,
that.
very cool.
Yeah, they're starting to sprinkle the infield, so that's kind of
really
cool.
neat. Well, Dan, thank you for coming in, sir.
Absolutely. My pleasure. Thanks for having me. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Count your blessings and say your prayers, boys and girls.
Again, the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris.